on that?
Well, I want to say that I believe that this change that you're talking about has been brought about intentionally, by the system of empire, which I discussed earlier. But essentially, the explanation is that men and women have lost their connection with nature. Mm-hmm. They've lost their connection with God. They've lost their connection with truth. Yep. They've lost their connection with each other. And, I believe, as I said, that this has been purposeful through various systems of propaganda and indoctrination, such as the compulsory schooling system, and also the crumbling of the religious institutions, which really also was this intentional drive towards atheism, the introduction of the New Age, the philosophy of materialism and reductionism, and the covering up of even scientific experiments that bring us outside the material world and suppression of those, and the focus of all research and technology and worldviews being towards strict materialism. And of course, overall, the cultural philosophy that we're really talking about is nihilism and decadence. And that's when you have no meaning in your life because you have no connection to the creator and you have no connection to your brother and sister, that you feel selfish, right? Our culture has created sort of infantilized, very selfish individuals that, we have to sort of do our penance to live, which is the 9-to-5 job. And then every moment of our spare time is, spent in self-indulgence, escape, and pleasure seeking, right? That's the decadent part because there's no meaning. Right. There's no higher objective. There's no will to, do God's work, to help be part of a community, to, help your neighbor, to just the joy of raising your family. Like we don't even raise our own children anymore. We send them, with many more hours than we're with them. We send them to be raised by strangers in a brick building, essentially the government. We let the government raise our children. And so all of these factors combined together and all of that lost connection, of course, that leaves a fend for yourself, dog eat dog, competitive, mind, selfish thing, because as soon as you die, right, it's all over. There's nothing else. So you have to get as much out of this life as possible, and even at the expense of others. And that's the cultural philosophy, essentially, that's become the modern Western experience, right? Or it's getting closer and closer to that, because many of these things are actually encouraged in the popular culture. They're glorified in the media, in the music, in the arts, right? But in day-to-day interactions of people, most people still are not, they're not racist. They're not
10 minutes completed.
Violent. They're not bitter.
Burn calories, 48 calories.
People mostly are nice and friendly and courteous and understanding and want to do the right thing. That's our impulse, and it's really strong. It's difficult to quiet that in everyone and suppress it into complete depravity. But for a small number of people with psychopathic tendencies or willing to go to that dark side, it is definitely a time that they are kind of running rampant a bit. And